In June 2008, a brutal murder in Mesa, Arizona, would shock the nation and set the stage for one of the most sensational trials of the decade. At the heart of the story were Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander, two people whose relationship began with attraction but spiraled into obsession, betrayal, and tragedy. Their tale became not just a true crime saga, but a cultural phenomenon, captivating millions with its mix of passion, secrecy, and courtroom drama. Jodi Arias first met Travis Alexander in September 2006 at a business conference in Las Vegas. Travis, then 30, was a successful motivational speaker and devout member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. He was charismatic, ambitious, and surrounded by friends and admirers. Jodi, a 26-year-old photographer, was immediately drawn to him. Within a short time, their connection turned romantic. To impress him and align with his world, she even converted to Mormonism, a decision that showed her willingness to mold herself around his life. Yet beneath the early excitement, their relationship was complicated by contradictions. Travis' religious convictions forbade premarital sex, but their romance quickly became physically intimate. This created a push and pull between desire and guilt, passion and restraint, that both bound them together and tore them apart. Friends later recalled that Jodi seemed increasingly possessive. Travis confided to his close circle that he sometimes feared her intensity, describing her as the worst thing that ever happened to him. Despite their official breakup, Jodi's presence lingered. She reportedly spied on him, hacked into his accounts, and even slashed the tires of women he dated. Travis wanted stability and sought other partners, yet he continued to fall back into Jodi's arms. Their relationship became an emotional cycle: intimacy, distance, conflict, reconciliation, that neither seemed able to escape. By June 2008, this volatile connection reached its breaking point. On June 4th, Jodi drove from California to Travis' home in Mesa, carrying with her a series of actions prosecutors would later describe as premeditated. She borrowed gas cans to avoid fueling on the record, turned off her phone for stretches of the trip, and carried a camera that would later provide haunting evidence. That day, the two spent hours together. They were intimate, they laughed, and Jodi took photographs of Travis in the shower. The final image of him alive, looking directly into the camera, would later become one of the most chilling pieces of evidence presented in court. Moments later, the scene turned horrific. Travis was attacked with unimaginable violence. He suffered 27 stab wounds, a gunshot to the head, and a deep throat slash. The brutality of the crime shocked investigators and suggested rage far beyond a struggle for survival. Blood covered the bathroom and bedroom, and a handprint containing both Jodi's and Travis' DNA was left behind. The discarded camera, hastily placed in a washing machine, contained both intimate and incriminating images, first of passion, then of his final moments. When questioned by police, Jodi initially denied being in Mesa at all. Later, she claimed that masked intruders had killed Travis, sparing her life. Finally, confronted with mounting forensic evidence, she admitted to killing him but insisted it was in self-defense after years of abuse. These shifting stories became central to the trial and shaped public perception of her as manipulative and untrustworthy. The trial, beginning in 2013, quickly turned into a media spectacle. Televised daily, it drew massive audiences who were fascinated not only by the crime itself, but also by the personalities and details revealed. Prosecutor Juan Martinez argued that Jodi Arias killed Travis Alexander in cold blood, motivated by jealousy, obsession, and rejection. He presented her as a woman who could not accept that Travis was moving on with his life and other relationships. The defense countered with a narrative of abuse. painting Travis as manipulative and controlling, while portraying Jodi as a woman pushed to the edge. Jodi herself took the stand for 18 days, an extraordinarily long testimony for a defendant. She described her relationship with Travis in graphic detail, exposing intimate moments, reading text messages, and playing phone sex recordings. She claimed he was a hypocrite who preached chastity while pressuring her into sexual encounters. While some believed her claims, many were disturbed by her calm and meticulous manner, especially when paired with the sheer violence of the crime. The trial became a cultural event. News channels dissected every revelation. True crime shows devoted entire seasons to the case, and the public debated endlessly on television and social media. The lurid details of their sexual relationship, once private, were exposed under the harsh glare of the courtroom. It was both a legal battle and a national spectacle, one that blurred the lines between justice and entertainment. In May 2013, after months of testimony and deliberation, the jury found Jodi Arias guilty of first-degree murder. However, they could not reach a unanimous decision on the death penalty. A retrial of the sentencing phase in 2014 also ended without consensus. Finally, in 2015, Jodi Arias was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. For Travis' family and friends, the verdict brought a measure of justice, though it could never undo the devastating loss of a young man whose life was cut short in such a horrific manner. The Arias Alexander case endures as a cautionary tale about the destructive potential of obsession and the consequences of betrayal when emotions spiral out of control. It reveals how a relationship once marked by love and passion can transform into something deadly when jealousy, secrecy, and rage take hold. It also highlights the ways in which modern trials become public theater, shaped not only by evidence and argument, but also by the gaze of millions watching at home. For many, it was not simply the story of a murder, but a window into the darker side of human desire and the devastating consequences when boundaries collapse. Jodi Arias remains in prison, her name synonymous with obsession turned lethal. Travis Alexander is remembered by his family and friends as a man full of potential, his life violently stolen in a moment that exposed the thin line between intimacy and danger. Their story continues to fascinate and disturb because it forces society to confront unsettling truths. That passion can coexist with control, that love can devolve into possession, and that betrayal can leave scars far deeper than broken hearts. It can end lives.